Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here with a very familiar face because he's been on with us a lot. It's Chris Austin, President North America for Explora Journeys. And Explora Journeys, if you don't know, you got to know, it's one of the brand new luxury lifestyle cruise experience that Chris started a few years ago. I was actually on the very first cruise proudly, I'll say, and we had a great time. Got to get back. It's amazing, amazing product. And now there's a lot more to it, and we're going to talk to him about that and more here on Insider Travel Report. Now, Chris, great to see you as always. Although lately we've been seeing each other more live than on Zoom, so this is a difference one. But
Indeed.
how are you?
Very well, thank you. And it's great to be with you, James, and with everybody. And thank you to everybody who, of course, is taking the time out of their day to tune in, to listen. And I think the next 15 minutes are going to be exciting for them. So appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely. Well, you've got a great product, and we're going to talk about that.
Thank
But
you.
let's
Thank
dig
you.
right in. Let's dig right in and says, so right now, how many ships do you have in the fleet now? And you got a couple coming up pretty soon. Uh,
Correct.
so tell us about the
Correct.
fleet now. What do you
Yes.
have?
Well, we actually have two ships operating, James. We've celebrated 2 years of operating. And of course, if we wind the clocks back a little bit to when I first joined nearly 5 years ago, I'll actually be celebrating my fifth anniversary on November the 1st, James.
Oh
And
wow,
we've done an awful lot. We took the vision, the dream of our family owners, the Aponte Vargo family, who, of course, own the MSC Group, the Mediterranean Shipping Company. And we are bringing to life their dream of a differentiated ultra luxury ocean experience. We launched our first ship, of course, in 2023, Explorer One, and that's when you joined us. And you realized immediately, because I think I remember you saying when we stepped into the lobby, wow, Chris, this feels like an ultra luxury hotel.
it
And
did.
I was like, yes, it does. Thoughtfully so. Everything we've designed about the brand has been thoughtfully done. And so she does. Both ships feel far more like a boutique European ultra luxury resort whose home is the ocean. And of course, we launched the second ship, Explorer II, in the September period of 2024. And so we've now celebrated that 2 year anniversary. And we've been actually gaining, James, some incredible testimonials. We've got a great repeat ratio of over 30% already. We've actually got some guests who have cruised with us, taken a journey six, seven, even eight times. And I'm not saying that over even the 2 year period. We've got several guests who've this year, and I've met them personally, been on seven times. So people are really falling in love with a unique experience, an experience that is somewhat transformational, letting them connect with their loved ones, meet new friends perhaps, and actually connect with the ocean. And of course, as you did, we allow our guests to really discover their ocean state of mind, which will be
Yeah.
unique for everybody. The ship is light filled, plenty of space, plenty of choices. For example, we don't just have one pool, we have five pools, including the hydrotherapy pool in our ocean wellness spa area, six restaurants, 12 bars and lounges. We even have a kids club called the Nautilus Club. And so a really different type of ocean travel experience, of which we do at a slower pace as well. So 7 day itineraries very often because that unlocks also an opportunity for our travel advisors to book, recommend, and book to their clients who are the working affluent. Not everybody's retired, and
Right.
the ocean cruising is an incredible vacation, delivers great value to obviously guests, and we're really seeing that working affluent, really falling in love, new to cruise, falling in love with us as well, and they're becoming repeaters.
And you also offer family cruises too, which is interesting.
We're owned by a family, and actually, we love to accommodate our families. And we've thoughtfully designed the ship for families. We've got connecting suites. We've got the Nautilus Kids Club, as I talked about, or Nautilus Lounge, however you'd like to describe it. And also balancing that, we've obviously got an adult-only pool, a Helios pool. But again, when you've got lots of space, lots of choices, our children, our younger guests just sort of fall in to that space and don't really disturb our other guests. So what we're really excited about, of course, and you asked this in the question, James, is our continued expansion of our fleet and Explorer 3 being delivered in August of 2026,
Wow.
Explorer 4 and 5 in 2027, two ships in 2027. I tell you, you're going to see grey hairs, James. And then in 2028, our sixth ship, Explorer 6. And of course, as we launch, we do keep that art of listening very much front and center. We design the brand not only through the inspiration, the vision of our family owners, but through asking actually close to 20,000 people gave us feedback. And we keep that art of listening now. And it involves, therefore, as we're operating, the art of taking action. And we've embraced some of the feedback that some of our guests have given. So I love to say that Explorer 1 and 2 are twin sisters.
Right.
Explorer 3, clearly a sister, but people will find a few things that are a little bit different. First of all, the length of Explorer 3 is 60 feet longer because we're going to have LNG power and we need a little bit more length to store that power.
Mhm.
We're going to use that space wisely, optimizing the space, not maximizing the space. And what do I mean by that? We're not increasing guest capacity at all. So, in fact, we already have the most spacious ships in our category on Explorer 1 and 2, but Explorer 3 will have even more space per guest. We're increasing the number of ocean residences. We're, in fact, James, including a second owner's residence on deck seven aft. And that came not from one advice of a travel advisor, but actually quite a few travel advisors said if you had two, it would unlock a whole new opportunity for me because I've got guests, I've got clients that travel as couples, two couples traveling together, and they must have the same accommodations and they want the best. So we'll now be able to accommodate that. In fact, you can be booking those two owners' residences right now because we are obviously on sale. But lots more ocean penthouses, not increasing the number of suites, not increasing the guests, optimizing the space, which also means we have that extra space on deck four, deck five, deck 11. So you'll find actually some more space, whether it's, in Crema Cafe. We're taking our wellness workout areas in
Right.
partnership with Technogym and putting them all in the same area, actually. So really focusing on that. You'll see some really nice changes. But as I say, a sister definitely to Explorer 1 and 2.
And then you have coming up, and I think they're already on sale, Explora 4 and Explora 5.
Absolutely. We really today, we have a world of choice for our travel partners to be booking for their clients. Of course, when we launched, we were operating only in the Mediterranean and then in the winter in the Caribbean. But now you can be booking your clients actually with us. For example, in Asia, we just launched our Asia itineraries, and that will follow our Alaska itineraries, which will operate actually in the summer of 2027. So then in the winter of 27, 28, Explorer 3 will actually be in Asia. And we're really excited about this. And I know that some guests have been saying to their advisors, oh, I wish that Explorer Journeys was sort of going to some more exotics because I've been to the Caribbean, I've been to the Mediterranean. The first thing, actually, and it's a tip I would say to any travel advisor, remind them that, of course, the ship is the destination as well as the beautiful ports of call that we have. And especially if a guest hasn't sailed with Explorer Journeys in the Caribbean or the Mediterranean, they will have the discovery of our stunningly beautiful, elegant, spacious ship. But now, if they've been waiting, obviously, for Asia, now they can book it and they'll have that to look forward to. We're really going to have some fantastic itineraries. We'll be using Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, Shanghai as sort of the turn areas, just like in the Caribbean, we use Miami, San Juan, and Bridgetown as our turn ports. That means we can have a guest on for 7 days, again, that working affluent guest.
Right.
Or you can connect the itineraries back to backs and you can have longer itineraries and you wouldn't repeat ports either. So 14-day itineraries in Asia, really allowing again an immersive experience, discovering some beautiful both on and off the beaten path destinations. I
Now,
mentioned Alaska.
yeah.
And Alaska will be also Explorer 3. And we're really excited about our Alaska season, mid-May to September in 2027. And of course, we're a smaller ship, so that allows us to go to, ports of call in Alaska that other larger ships sailing in Alaska can't get to. We're really trying to curate a very sort of immersive experience for our guests. You could actually, again, do a 14-night journey in Alaska. You could do 7 nights north from Vancouver. All our Alaska itineraries will depart from Vancouver. You go 7 nights north and 7 nights south, different ports of call, and again have a really immersive journey. Or you could have that shorter journey, but really, unlocking all that Alaska as a US state, but also Canada has to offer there. So we're really excited about those new opportunities. And of course, that doesn't speak to the discovery that guests can have in the Arabian Peninsula,
Right.
in the Red Sea, of course. So we're really starting to grow our portfolio of offerings, James,
And you're going worldwide, and so you
worldwide.
mentioned these incredible journeys, and indeed, you have a sort of new journeys collection of sailings, I believe. Unless you already described that, but what is that? What is the journeys collection, and where are these cruises going to go?
Yeah, well, the New Journeys collection, and we love to say an ocean of new, does include really all of the destinations I just spoke of. So Asia. Now, I did mention, of course, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Shanghai. I mentioned Tokyo, Japan. Japan is one of the hottest places I think that people want to visit now, and it will continue to be. I've been to Japan a number of times. It's the most incredible cultural destination to go to. We'll be offering a number of journeys around Japan, actually. And then obviously down into, Indonesia, Malaysia, really discovering that part of the world. Again, allowing those back-to-backs to have a really immersive experience there as well. But our current New Journeys collection includes everywhere we're sailing to. It includes winter sailings in the Mediterranean as well.
Every
It
that seems to be a
includes
trend. Winter sailing
yeah.
med, like, and you're going to have them, yeah.
Somebody said to me the other day, I want to go, I want to have a cool vacation. I thought they were talking about hip and cool, but no, they were talking about the climate. And
Cool
so I
cases,
think
yeah.
when you combine the climate preference and then a cultural discovery that you can obviously have in many of Europe's beautiful capitals, I think it does. It opens up and again unlocks another opportunity for travelers who may wish to avoid those hot summer periods, etc. But whether you're choosing summer or winter, or any of our destinations, we do have that wonderful journeys collection and that ocean of new to offer our advisors and their clients.
No, that's great. It sounds like a lot more options now with Explora journeys throughout the world into some places that are incredible. And you're right. I think you started off with just Caribbean and Europe, and now you're branching out Alaska and the Japan sailings and all these other exotics sound like
Yeah.
great options for travel advisors to book for their clients.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And of course, we started in the Caribbean and the Mediterranean because that's actually what our advisors told us that these are the most popular destinations to obviously take a journey, take a cruise. But as your fleet grows, you obviously grow the portfolio of choice and choice, as you know, not only on the ship but off the ship with the destinations we go to. It's a key pillar of the brand.
Now, you also have some new partnerships, including one with someone who I met, is Wimbledon tennis champion Yannick
Yes.
Sinner. I
Yes.
actually met him when you had a big event announcing that sponsorship and this partnership, I should say. And you have
Hmm.
another one with Grand Prix F1, which is really hot right now, as always. It's for 2026. Talk a little bit about how these partnerships will help Explore Journeys get really target new markets and really raise the focus on your product.
No, I really appreciate the question, actually. And I think, for us at Explorer Journeys, these collaborations, these partnerships, they're really an extension of our brand values. We love a team sport. After all, it takes a team to design, build, launch, and continue to deliver a beautiful ultra luxury, aspirational sometimes, but new ocean experience. A new luxury brand, and we feel the connection actually is perfect. I think Formula One, we had Our beautiful Explorer 2 docked in Port Hercules this year in Monte Carlo over F1 in the last week of May.
Mhm.
We got an awful lot of awareness out of that. Of course, the MSC Group are sponsors of
There were a few
all.
signs during the race I could see. That was
There were a few signs. Yeah, we'd all been busy putting signs around the track there, James. But I think, we got a huge halo of awareness. My phone was blowing up with people saying, "Oh my goodness, I'm watching the Grand Prix, and I'm seeing your signage there." But of course, we're not only in Monte Carlo. As I say, it's a global partnership, and you'll see Explorer Journeys in some of the other additional F1 races around the world as well. For 2026. The Monte Carlo Grand Prix has moved to the first week of June, actually. So we'll have Explorer 1 docked in Port Hercules from June the 3rd to June the 8th. But many of our guests who are booking, actually, of course, that's a 5 night stay where the ship is docked. But many of our guests are actually booking the pre-journey, the post-journey, and making a much longer experience about it. And if anybody's thinking of booking the owner's residence, well, I'm sorry to say, a travel advisor in the United States has already booked it for their clients.
Oh,
However, there are some other beautiful ocean residences and ocean penthouses, and even our lead-in suites, which, of course, as you know, James, because you've seen them, our lead-in suites are the largest in the industry,
yep.
377 square feet. You can package those up with the grandstand tickets and actually with paddock tickets very soon when F1 put those on sale as well. But it's an incredible experience. It really is. Not just for F1 fans. I think when you're in that
Oh
location
yeah.
of Monte Carlo, it's an incredible experience.
Well, you're
You
right on
were
top. You
lucky.
you are right on the harbor side, and you can see that right in front of you, and it's really an amazing experience. I was,
We are, in fact, James, I think you know this, but many of our listeners may not. We're the only ship docked. Every other ship actually will be at anchor, and that puts our guests right in the center of the excitement. Ease of access, of course, to literally walk off, literally on the red carpet to the grandstands, watch the races, and all that Monte Carlo, of course, brings to you at that particular time of the year.
no, that's amazing.
I was happy that you were able to meet Yannick. You've done
Yeah.
something that I haven't done, unfortunately, because I was actually on Explorer 1 when you were in New
No,
York
you said I
at
think
the
you
US
were in
Open.
Turkey someplace at
I
that
was, I was
time.
indeed, I was indeed. I was working, but I was on the ship, but I was missing a incredible, wonderful opportunity to meet Yannick Sinner, our newest brand ambassador. And again, I think many people were surprised when they started to see the US Open matches and saw our beautiful Explorer Journeys mandala logo on the caps or the uniforms of Yannick's team. But we're very, very proud. He is a wonderful brand ambassador, 24 years of age. And of course, he's really bringing that sense of health and renewal. And he's already been on the ship. And some of our guests will be able to enjoy many of the inspired wellness routines that he'll be adding, we'll be adding for our guests on the ship. But partnerships don't just fall into the world of sport. As you well know, I think, James, we've got three Steinway pianos on each
Right.
ship. We are the only official ocean partner of Steinway. That unlocks guest artists, Steinway artists, to come and obviously play and entertain our guests. And there's several, again, just like Yannick, who are fairly young and they bring a whole new vibe, a whole new inspiration to piano playing. I love it. But then you can also have some people playing the classics, which is live, is absolutely incredible.
Sure.
And then in our retail choices, everybody knows that, in fact, I'm sure some of the people listening have even had clients, maybe yourselves, even buy a Rolex. There's an incredible partnership. And we have partnerships with other beautiful Swiss watch
I think
shops,
I was at the
Cartier,
press conference. You announced that Rolex. That was it. That was
quite
when you
special.
first started. It was very interesting, and we saw it when we got on board. It was absolutely it is stunning. The number of shopping choices on board is really quite formidable. I think it's
Thank you. Thank
fantastic. Yeah,
you.
the
Thank you.
partnerships you have are pretty good.
Yeah, and of course, Rolex is on Explorer 1. We have the beautiful Italian jewelers Buccellati, another partnership on Explorer 2. But of course, on both ships, we've got the Cartier, the Panerai, and the Piaget shops. So if you're into buying a beautiful Swiss timepiece, remember our legacy. We're a European Swiss brand, headquartered in Geneva. So this is again very thoughtfully curated, these partnerships. And yes, you're absolutely right. I think the opportunity across also the retail shopping in the journey, where we've got 30 different unique artisans, where craftsmanship is really, front and forward. We really do offer something quite special. So partnerships are very much part of the brand, and we look forward to announcing more in the future. But currently, our guests enjoying, obviously, both on the ship and off the ship, even while watching Yannick play tennis, uh, thinking about Explora Journeys.
Well, I know that he's been on the ship, but by in talking to him, he still expects to go on a full cruise. So we're waiting for that to happen. I know
He's welcome. He's
he's never
welcome,
been on a
as is
cruise. He's going to be spoiled forever. He's gonna have the best of the best right away. We're not,
indeed
and plus, I would not want to play him in tennis. He's all arms and legs and very tall.
very tall.
But it's great. So anyway, and then of course your other partners, namely the travel advisors. Anything else you want to tell them about any more of your programs that are happening? I know you came out with some very innovative programs from the very beginning, and I don't know. I know those are going well.
Of course.
Anything else you want to tell advisors?
Well, thank you for the opportunity, James, to ask me that question. I think the first thing to say is a thank you. Thank you to everybody who has committed their clients to obviously experience and enjoy Explorer Journeys. We really focus on earning the client loyalty, and of course, the easiest booking is the repeat booking, and we're getting an awful lot of repeaters now. So encourage your clients if they're sailing with us to book on board, and obviously you earn the full compensation that you have earned. You're right, James. From day one, we launched with very bold commercial terms and policies. We hopefully launched with very intuitive programs, but that art of listening continues to enable us to refine, maybe even change, maybe even relaunch. We're not that sort of brand that says, well, no, we launched and this is how it has to stay. We
Right.
do listen, we do change, and we're in the process of refining a number of travel advisor tools and programs. To the travel advisors listening who have not actually booked a client yet, I encourage you all to do so. We have value pricing at the moment. We have excellent promotions. And I will tell you all, many of our guests who sail with us tell us you must increase your pricing. You offer an exceptional experience. We have NPS scores over 80 across both ships. An NPS score, Net Promoter Score over 80, is very hard to achieve. And we're maintaining those scores. We're winning awards. We're winning lots of awards. In fact, I think we've won over 35 plus awards this year, and we just won some significant awards from the industry recently, which we're very, very proud of, naming us the best in luxury ocean cruising. So again, my message to any travel advisor would be, if you haven't booked us, find the right client, obviously, to enjoy the unique experience that we've created. We are more akin to that boutique luxury resort whose home is the ocean, a slower pace, allowing those guests to discover, as we say, the ocean state of mind. But you'll have great compensation. You'll have great support by our commercial field sales organization, which is growing. We keep adding actually to
Right.
our team. We've got some great announcements coming up very, very soon. And yeah, we're here as partners. We're here for the long haul, the long run. Got 6 ships, James, as we've said, through to 2028, but we're going to be supporting our travel advisors for a long time into the future. So again, thank you to all. Keep the business coming and don't miss out on value pricing currently.
And where can travel advisors go to find out more about this online? It's just your regular website, or where do
Yes, that's to be perfectly frank, the easiest way. Just click on the travel advisor link, but that'll take you to a fully customized, dedicated resource designed for travel advisors, where you can obviously, in the booking suite, you can actually look at availability, take options out, request a quote, do it all self-serve. You can also call our ambassadors, of course, in our contact centers that are positioned both here in North America, but around the world. You've got a marketing suite on the Travel Advisor Center. I really, really encourage, James, travel advisors to utilize the marketing tools. We have fantastic videos, great photographs. Send a video to one of your clients. Here's another tip. Be a little cheeky and say, hey, I'm sending you this. I know today's Wednesday. But on Friday at 6 o'clock, I want you to pour a glass of wine and I want you to watch this 3 minute video. And if you like what you see, give me a phone call. That's all you have to do. Let the video tell the
An
story.
instant sale. There you go. That's the first one.
Instant sale.
Absolutely.
Leverage the tools that we
All
provide.
right, Chris, that's a great recommendation. I think I'll have to t take you up on that, and I have a glass of wine right here, so we'll
There you
see.
go.
So again, Chris, it's been wonderful to catch up with you. We see each other a lot, but I will always remember that very first cruise that you and I were
Thank
on.
you.
That was just get for a ship that was that new and just really pulling it all together that well on that very first cruise was just absolutely amazing. And
Thank you.
whatever wasn't pulled together well was recovered, and everyone, was
We hid.
so you heard us. And it was just amazing how quick the crew and was they were all so lovely and nice. And I
Thank
didn't
you.
expect, you don't go in with raised expectations on a new ship like that. But
Yeah, well,
the problem
and
is then you raise my expectations. Now you got to deliver them, and you do now. And then
well, thank you. And actually, you mentioned our hosts, and actually, you can build beautiful, as we call it, hardware, beautiful ships, but our hosts make the experience. They are passionate, they're wonderful people, they smile every single day, and they make the difference. So, thanks for mentioning them.
Okay, so go to explorajourneys.com and go to the link, travel advisor link, and you'll find out all about this. And again, Chris, thank you for taking the time to
No, thank
give us
you.
an update on all the incredible things that are still going on, whether it's new ships, new sailings to some much more exotic ports than you've been going, Alaska, Japan, Asia. And of course, those partnerships we talked about. I got the benefit of one with Yannick Center, and then I could see the Grand Prix effect as well, and those are two great ones. And then you mentioned all those others, but again,
Thank you.
thank you and great to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you, everybody.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.